Yo, it's your boy Oblee, and today we're just gonna be doing what if Deku was Spider-Man. But I have a question. What is Lincoln? Like, is that some type of character I don't know about? Because every time I look it up, it just shows me some Nickelodeon show. And that's what y'all mean? It has no storyline. Like, do you want me to put Lincoln in MHA? Like, I barely know anything about that show. I've seen like 12 episodes and they have no storyline. It's just random stuff happening. I mean, I don't really know what to do with that. But I have a what if idea that I think would be personally cool. It's a cartoon. It's Teen Titans, but it's not like gonna be like Teen Titans Go. It's gonna be like the original Teen Titans, if you ever seen that, like the old version. Like, what if Deku kind of made the Teen Titans? Because the Teen Titans were kind of vigilantes. They weren't really known as being heroes. So, what if Deku just gathered up some people and they don't even really like, and they're just gonna be the Teen Titans? It can be people from the class. It can, or it can just be no peep, or it can just be Deku being the leader of Teen Titans and everybody else except for Robin because Deku would take Robin's place. So I don't know. But anyways, let's get into what if Deku was Spider-Man. Deku would still be told that he doesn't have a quirk at 4, but he doesn't really. So he's basically sad because he can't become a hero. So since he can't become a hero, he doesn't really do much. So yeah, he just pretty much lives the same life that he does in canon until until a field trip is basically assembled, and once he's home, he asks his or he just asks Uncle Ben to sign the paper so he can go on this field trip. And once Uncle Ben does, he basically tells him, "Oh, thank you," and goes off to do his homework and do what people do. I don't know what people do. How am I supposed to know? So so the next day he has to go to the field trip, and the bus doesn't stop at his stop. It just goes right past him, and Deku has to run for the bus like in Spider-Man. So he's running after the bus, and people are laughing at him because he can't run. And once he eventually catches up to the bus, because this is bullying, you can't just be a bus driver. He said, "Nope, that kid ain't coming on this fucking bus. You can't do that. That's just bullying. You can't do that." So once he eventually gets on the bus, pretty much everything goes as normal until he tries to exit the bus. Bakugo would, trip him inside of the bus, so he would fall. Pretty much that would just happen for no reason. Deku really wouldn't say anything. He can't stand up to Bakugo. He doesn't have the power, and he doesn't have the confidence. I mean, he still has one friend, and it's Harry, but yeah, Harry's Harry. He's not gonna go on a bus. He ain't no broke boy. So his boy Harry just pulls up in a limousine, huh? A Lambo and a limousine, the same thing. Yeah, it's a Lambo and a limousine. It doesn't exist in real life, but it exists here. Totally just made it up right off the spot. I'm a genius. Where's my award? What's my 12 subscribers at? Give it to me. Okay, okay, okay. So basically, you pull out the car. Well, he would leave the car, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I guess I don't know. Would he call him Deku? I'm just gonna say he would call him Deku, even though he's really calling him Izuku. So he basically is like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" You know. And they when they enter the museum with all the items and they have to take pictures of it, this is not following the storyline of Spider-Man: Homecoming at all. This is following the storyline of Spider-Man: Tobey Maguire. So yeah, and once he's in there, he's taking pictures of one item that just looks like some alien, just looks like some rock, not an alien, but it looks like a rock, and it has three spiders in it. And Bakugo would basically shoulder push him into it, so the glass would break, and one of the spiders would escape. And it would get cleaned up, and Deku would get scolded for breaking it, and he basically tell him to stay away from the stuff. Don't get that close and take pictures and watch where you're going. Just yeah, just people being people. So pretty much everything goes as per normal until he goes to take a picture of another item. And that's when the spider crawls on his hand and bites him. He doesn't really care and he flicks it off nonchalantly and just walks off. Everything goes as per normal. He's chilling with Harry. See, it's just a regular day. Once, Deku is getting to his actual house though, he doesn't feel too well. He feels like he's heating up. And Aunt May would notice this. He says, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just gotta. I'll just sleep it over. I'm just probably sick or something." And they pretty much like, "Yeah, I hope you're okay." And he's just wondering why all of a sudden he feels like all of a sudden he feels tired and he's basically like hot. So he's basically the same thing that happens in the movie happens to him, and he pretty much falls out. And when he wakes up, he would because what am I even trying to explain? I was about to explain that he wouldn't meet All Might because I kind of skipped over that because Uncle Ben would bring him home in his car, and the sludge villain is not going to attack a car. So yeah, plus it didn't even go that way, so it really wouldn't even matter for me to cover it. So yeah, and Deku is basically when he wakes up, he realizes that he's jacked, bro. He's like, okay, this is weird. I'm just gonna go to school though. And this happens in middle school instead of high school because it wouldn't be My Hero Academia. So yeah, when he goes back to school that day, he just doesn't think about it too much, and he pretty much meets up with Harry. He's like, bro, what's good? And they pretty much are having a good old friendly conversation. That's when Bakugo pulls up on the both of them. Not really trying to do anything to Harry because he's rich and he'll probably get him deported back to Japan. Okay, 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 okay. I should probably cut that out. Well, it is in Japan, but well, it'll get him deported back to a book. Hmm, damn, that's actually messed up. Well, I don't care. He doesn't really try to mess with Harry, but Harry's like, back off, bro. I'll pay you $5. Not really. He doesn't really try to pay him. He's just like, back off, bro. And this one, Harry would have an intelligence quirk because I feel like it kind of fits off with him being the Green Goblin. Which I'm just gonna let y'all know that he's gonna be the Green Goblin if there's a part two, because it's following no the same timeline of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So if you haven't seen the movies, well, I'm kind of spoiling the movies. Not any of the new ones, but they're from like 20 years ago. So basically, he tries to bully Deku, but Harry stands up for him, and he basically takes Deku's book for a last resort and throws it out the window when he burns it or whatever, and just walks off being a little bit frustrated that he didn't get his daily dose of bullying in, so he has to bully some other kid. So yeah, Harry and Deku continue on with their regular normal conversation. Yeah, they do whatever assignments they're supposed to do, and that's pretty much the end of that. But their assignments actually end earlier because the teacher wants to announce that, you know, Harry, Deku, and Bakugo are going to be trying out for the UA entrance exam. And everybody thinks, oh yeah, Bakugo's going to get in. Bakugo is going to get in. In this case, Uncle Ben would have to work. So, the sludge villain would catch him slipping. I'll change that. The sludge villain would catch him slipping. So, yeah. The sludge villain would catch him, and All Might would save him. Well, not really save him, because he would, I guess, I don't know how Spider Man be able to defeat a sludge villain. No, he fought Venom, so yeah, I feel like he'll be able to defeat this sludge villain. Even with Deku having no experience, he'll still be able to use Spidey sense to dodge and perceive every movement of the sludge villain and basically lead it into some type of trap. He's basically making the sludge villain just tire out himself until All Might would come. It was just lucky that All Might was there. So All Might would basically save him, and that's where All Might would tell Deku that, like, what's his quirk, and Deku says he doesn't really have his quirk. And since Deku didn't really use any strength or speed, he wouldn't know that it was really enhanced that much. All he knew is that he just dodged everything from the sludge villain. And he didn't notice it in this moment because All Might and he got attacked by a villain. So All Might tells him to meet him at Degama Beach the next day for 10 months of training if he is gonna go to UA. And Deku's just like, yeah, 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 okay. Deku being confused with all this stuff happening all at once, and just in the time span of him walking through a tunnel. He's just basically contemplating on what the hell just happened. And I know I left it off at a weird time to start, or a weird time to end, but this is where I'm gonna leave it off for now. The part two would be longer. I'll just tryna, yeah, the part two would be longer. Hope you enjoyed.